1956 Mercury Monterey two-door hardtop. That is in excellent original condition. The paint, it appears to me that it's probably had one repaint, probably 30 years ago or better. The interior appears to be 100% original. This is what I would classify as just a super solid survivor condition classic. It's riding on a nice set of white wall tires, and it's got a beautiful body if you look up and down the sides. The chrome and stainless is all original on the car, so the front bumper is very presentable, but you can see just a ton of little micro scratches and stuff in it. Some of it could be maybe polished out, but you know, if a guy wants this car to be perfect, you'd want to re-chrome the bumpers and repaint the car. But for a driver or I don't know if you want to call it a barn find or whatever, it's in great shape. The car's got just over 100,000 miles on it. The motor's all been rebuilt a number of years ago, but it's been sitting in storage for a long time since. The engine runs excellent, nice and quiet. Pretty much all bone stock under the hood. Still got its original style battery. As far as our gaps go, the hood gap and stuff is really nice all the way up front. The hood sits down a little bit in the back. Pretty much just on that driver's side. Probably needs a little work on the spring. On the passenger side, it lines up beautifully from front to back, across the hood and everything. Listen to how nice and quiet that engine runs. As they come around to this car's got a ton of paint imperfections. I mean, it's got a big chip of paint out here that's been touched up. It's just got a lot of them, but at 5-10 feet, it looks really good yet. As we get down here, we're going to talk about rust damage. We've got just a little bit of rust damage right down here in this lower fender. It's all steel, but there is a good sized blister coming kind of here. It still feels solid in there though. Rocker panel, same thing. It's got some little tiny blisters, but it's solid all the way across. And I encourage you to look at the undercarriage pictures on our website, because this car has never been undercoated. It's original underneath, and it's just super solid. One of the nicest 56 undercarriages I've seen in a long time. It could be super nice if a guy detailed it, but we left it original. As far as the fender skirts go, they're in great shape. They fit really nicely. It's got the original hubcaps. It's got a lot of little paint scratches like this. There's one here, 2, 3, you know, kind of all across here a little bit. So it's got some marks and stuff on it. But as we look up and down the sides, the car is super straight. That's how nice and quiet it comes out the back. The dual exhaust sounds great. Back bumper is the same way with the front. Real decent shape, but it's got a ton of scratches and stuff. It needs to be rechromed when you repaint the car if a guy wants to go that far with it. A lot of little pits and stuff like that around these tail lights. That pot metal and then the pot metal around here will definitely need to be redone as well. It's original. A lot of little paint chips and touch-ups on top of here. I guess the main focus on this car is it runs and drives great. Pretty much all original. Looks great at 10-20 feet. The gaps are all nice and the floors and stuff are excellent. As we open the door, original door panels, original seats, carpet, door sills, everything's pretty much original. Rubbers are original. They're kind of dry rotted at the bottom. They'll need to be replaced. The front seat is yellowed in a few spots, like on the cord and stuff, but it's really in great shape. I don't see any rips or tears in the seat. Same thing with the back seat. It's got a lot of fading, but I don't see any rips or tears on it. Door panels are good. Dome light works. Headliner's in nice shape from front to back. This car did come with a padded dash. walk up and down the driver's side, just as nice as the passenger side. I don't see any rust on the lower quarters on either side. It's just both front fenders at the very bottom have some blisters there that probably, if a guy repaints his car, will want to put a little patch in there maybe. Other than that, this got an awesome body. I didn't point out, it's just got a ton of little paint chips and scratches, so I'm not pointing everything out, guys, but I am pointing out any any major dents or problems. Same thing here, just a little blister starting here. As I feel in behind this fender, nice, solid, and original. Good metal there. No rolls up and down great. Original carpet's burnt through or wore through here on that side. It's got a little rip in that back door panel too on the passenger side. It has a tear right here I didn't see from the passenger side, right in that part of the seat. Armrest is worn. But there again, I mean, this interior is 60 years old and is still very presentable. The dash is in great shape. The heater works well. I don't know if the oil pressure gauge works. It's way over on 80, so I kind of doubt that. But the temperature gauge definitely works. It's running nice and cool. Gas gauge works. Generator light works, or gauge works, I'm sorry. The horn works. Original radio and clock do not work. Wipers work, but they're vacuum, and I'm guessing we have a vacuum leak because they sure don't want to go up very high. So probably have a vacuum leak on that, on the hose or something there. But the car heats up well. So radio don't work, clock don't work. Everything else seems to work good. Like I said, the motor runs super nice on it. It's got an automatic 2-speed transmission. We do have a crack in the windshield right up here too. Just a small crack up there, but it is there. As far as the steering goes, the steering wheel, we got the bigger steering wheel, so it doesn't have power steering, but it doesn't need it. Probably 90% or better. Never had it back then. Speedometer works well too, doesn't bounce around. As far as our front end goes, going 50 mile an hour down the road here, front end feels really good. It's got manual drum brakes. The brake pedal feels good. Picks up speed well. Brakes really feel nice on it. It's got a slight pull to the left, and a lot of it could be just a little surface rust on those drums. This is a great driver, guys. Like I said, parade quality, survivor condition car that if you do want to make it excellent, a guy's going to want to do a little bit to the interior, a paint job, and some chrome work. But mechanically, I mean, this car runs and drives great down the road.